I kind of struggled a little on how exactly to start this, because my Ivara build has been kind of an evolution, if you will. It's changed as recently as yesterday. But people keep asking me, what do I use for the Artemis bow build? And, well, basically it's just this, which is basically fleeting expertise and streamline, which gives a total of 175% efficiency. I threw intensify on for 130 total power strength. Not the best, but I have primed flow and primed continuity on here. The primed continuity kind of counteracts the fact that fleeting expertise takes off 60%? I think it's 60% it takes off. But primed continuity only adds on 55, hence the reason my total duration is only 95. But I do have stretch on this. I still don't know why that is on there. You could probably take that off and put something else on here fairly easily. I used to run with armored agility instead of fleeting expertise, but I kind of swapped it round because with fleeting expertise it just costs next to nothing to actually use this. And of course, Artemis bow itself uses rifle and bow mods, not shotgun mods. So when I do run round with her, I tend to have this equipped, which is my rakta, which I finally got round to formering yesterday, and I threw 2 former on it. It's got 104.3% crit chance. I still don't know if crit chance really comes over because it says the crit damage mods work. It doesn't say whether the crit chance mods work. But you have to remember, you still have to use this weapon even if you run out of power, which could possibly happen. So on this, I basically threw on serration, split chamber, and heavy caliber. Heavy caliber, probably not the best of ideas, but it just affects the rakta. It actually gives it more damage for the Artemis bow. So don't look at it as the serration adds 165% damage and the heavy caliber adds the same. Look at it more as intensify mods for the ability. It kind of works pretty goddamn well. Split chamber is what gives the wide spread of all the multiple arrows. Another split chamber type mod for a rifle or a bow would be great, kind of like lethal torrent is for the secondaries. Then I kind of threw on critical delay, which a lot of people will strongly disagree with, just to increase the crit chance, as well as point strike, which is what gives it the 104.3% crit chance. Vital sense is in here for 120% crit damage, which takes it to 4.4. If you add hammer shot, I think it goes to like 5.4. It was 5 point something. I cannot remember exactly what it was offhand. I'm actually kind of sure it was more 5.6 if you threw hammer shot on there, because status chance mods also increase it, but I don't have a status build on my rakta, and I basically topped all of this off with, to be honest, speed trigger is not needed. The rakta fire rate helps by itself so much because it almost instantly charges, but with the speed trigger on there to kind of counter the minus 36% fire rate, which is doubled for bows, it kind of counters it out, the fact the critical delay takes it off there. The Rakta has a charge rate of 0.17 in this build. It's actually quite impressive. And then top it off with Thunderbolt, because Thunderbolt is what lets all of the rounds detonate, which they've been doing this whole video, so you kind of see the whole reason of having Thunderbolt on there. A lot of people will argue that heavy caliber doesn't work, crit delay doesn't work, because I cannot find out if crit chance mods actually work towards Artemis bow. I have seen it red crit before, so I'm kind of crossing my fingers and hoping it does, because, well, if I take them off, it doesn't seem to do as much damage. But, and again, heavy caliber, I fought with this one for a while. I tried a lot of different mods in there. You can take off heavy caliber and speed trigger and throw an elemental build on this, but it will take off quite a bit of damage. Speed trigger, to be honest, it is not needed on this at all. the charge rate of the Rakta makes it probably one of the best bows to actually use on this. The reason that I went for a bow for the Artemis build is just solely because of Thunderbolt. Because Thunderbolt makes the Artemis bow rounds explode. The rifles don't have a mod that does that yet. So it had to be a bow that I had to use, and the only reason I went with the Rakta Cernos, again, it's the charge rate. It just made it so impressive. I can try and defend this as much as I want, but honestly, a status build does work with her. It works pretty well. I just personally liked this build. It seemed to suit the way that I play it a lot better. I wouldn't even say it does more damage. It kind of evens out between the crit and the status, because it says the status chance is increased. It doesn't say whether it adds the status to the Artemis bow. So I just went the crit way and kind of stuck with it because it works so well, and I've gotten really used to using it. The only problem I have with this whole thing is Ivara's still kind of a wimp. She's only got 65 armor, which is why I used to run I forgot the name of it, armored agility, because it gave her 90 something armor, which helped us to survive. Without that mod, Artemis bow's lasting so much longer, but she is dying so much more. And let's of course not forget that using her second ability is great for getting to places that really you shouldn't be able to get to.